When most people think about Sauron, they imagine a force of pure evil, a presence so dark and absolute that questioning his purpose seems almost pointless. He is remembered as fire and shadow, as war without end, as domination for its own sake. In many retellings, Sauron appears as chaos itself, a storm that must be extinguished so the world can breathe again. Yet this image, powerful as it is, misses something essential. Sauron did not crave chaos. He loathed it. What Sauron truly desired, from the very beginning, was order. Total, flawless, unyielding order, imposed upon a world he believed was broken at its core. To understand this, one must look far beyond the eye, beyond Mordor, beyond the wars that ended the Third Age, and return to the beginning of Sauron's being. Before he was called Sauron, he was Myron, a Maya of Aule. He was shaped by craft, by precision, by the love of form, pattern, and harmony. He admired things that functioned exactly as they were meant to: balance, structure, design. Where others found wonder in freedom or spontaneity, Myron found beauty in perfection achieved through intent. In a world born from the music of Iluvatar, vast, majestic, yet often unpredictable, Myron came to believe that creation could be refined, corrected, and stabilized. This is the root of everything that followed. Sauron did not begin as a destroyer. He began as an idealist. His fall was not driven by hatred of the world, but by a belief that the world could be made better, if only it were guided by a single, superior will. That belief led him into the shadow of Morgoth. Morgoth sought ruin. He wished to mar creation itself, to twist it so completely that it could never reflect the original harmony of Iluvatar. Sauron, however, was different. He followed Morgoth not because he shared this hunger for annihilation, but because Morgoth offered power, the ability to bend reality to purpose. Where Morgoth shattered, Sauron ordered. Where Morgoth raged, Sauron endured. Even in darkness, Sauron worked toward structure, hierarchy, and control. This distinction becomes unmistakable after Morgoth's defeat. When Morgoth is cast beyond the world, Sauron remains. And what does he do? He does not attempt to finish Morgoth's work of destruction. He hesitates. He considers repentance, not out of humility, but out of fear and calculation. And when that path closes, he chooses another. He builds. He does not seek to erase Middle-earth. He seeks to rule it, to bind it into a single, stable order where decay, rebellion, and uncertainty are eliminated. This desire reaches its most subtle and dangerous form when Sauron appears as Anatar. As Anatar, he does not come in flame and terror. He comes in light, in beauty, in wisdom. He offers knowledge, craft, and preservation to the elves. And here lies one of the great misunderstandings of his character. In this moment, Sauron is not lying about his purpose. He truly believes Middle-earth is slipping into disorder. Time withers beauty. Death breeds fear. Freedom invites conflict. To Sauron, these are not sacred mysteries. They are flaws. The rings of power, in their conception, are not instruments of destruction. They are instruments of control and preservation. They slow decay. They strengthen realms. They align many wills toward shared purpose. And the one ring above all is not meant to destroy the world, but to unify it. One ring to rule them all is not merely a declaration of dominance, it is a philosophy. One will, one order, one unchallenged design. From Sauron's perspective, this is not cruelty, it is necessity. It is even, in his own reasoning, mercy. For chaos, as Sauron sees it, is the true cruelty. Chaos allows suffering to arise without meaning. It permits weakness, defiance, waste, and loss. Under chaos, lives are ruined by chance. kingdoms fall to pride or accident. Under order, everything has a place. Everything serves a purpose. Even pain is transformed into function. This belief explains Sauron's hatred of the free peoples, not because they oppose him with swords, but because they oppose him with ideas. Elves cherish memory and individuality. Men cling to choice, ambition, and moral struggle. These peoples are dangerous not because they are powerful, but because they are unpredictable. They are variables in a world Sauron wants sealed, measured, and complete. Mordor itself is the clearest reflection of this vision. It is not random ruin, but rigid form. Everything is shaped toward purpose. Orcs are fashioned for obedience. Labor is relentless and ordered. Authority is absolute. Barad-dûr is not madness made stone. It is central will given shape. Sauron's armies do not fight as mobs. They march, they obey, they endure. Sauron does not desire endless war. War is only a tool, a temporary necessity to remove resistance. His ideal world is one where war is no longer needed because opposition itself has vanished. This is why Sauron cannot understand mercy, sacrifice, or love. These forces defy calculation. They do not follow logic. When Frodo spares Gollum, Sauron cannot see it as anything but folly. When Aragorn marches on the Black Gate with an army doomed to fail, Sauron interprets it as pride or desperation. He cannot conceive of action taken not to gain power, but to protect freedom. This blindness is not accidental. It is the cost of Sauron's devotion to order. A mind that values control above all else cannot comprehend acts that reject domination. To Sauron, the destruction of the ring is unthinkable. Why destroy the ultimate instrument of harmony? Why cast away the solution to chaos? And here lies Sauron's tragedy. He is not defeated because he is weak. He is defeated because he is too certain, too consistent, too convinced that order is always superior to freedom. In Sauron, Tolkien gives us not only a villain, but a warning. The danger of valuing stability over choice, of valuing perfection over growth, of believing that peace can be imposed rather than chosen. Absolute order removes suffering, but it also removes meaning. It erases error, but also creativity. It prevents collapse, but also transformation. The world Sauron sought would not have been a wasteland of fire. It would have been quiet, controlled, unchanging. A world without heroes, because heroism requires defiance. A world without stories, because stories are born from uncertainty. A world without hope, because hope exists only where the future is not fixed. In the end, Sauron fails not only morally, but philosophically. He believes harmony can be engineered, that goodness is a matter of structure rather than choice. Tolkien rejects this utterly. In Middle-earth, goodness is fragile because it is freely chosen, again and again, in the face of fear. Sauron offers safety without freedom. The free peoples choose freedom with risk. And that is why Sauron had to fall. Not because he loved chaos, but because he sought to end it, by stripping the world of everything that made it alive. If you wish to explore even deeper into the ancient history of Arda, go watch our next video about the Nazgul and what the Nine Rings did to them. Thank you for watching, and if you want more tales from Middle-earth, join us and subscribe so you don't miss the next story.